Thank you for tuning in to CWHipHop's Live Podcast. I'm your host, DJ Bank. This is episode 60. We have JD, just dropped his project Changes. He's here to talk about it out of Wausau, Wisconsin here. Nice and close to the studio here. So we got a great podcast lined up for all of you.
He's the homie too, though. Don't worry.
He is. Make sure you follow us on all social medias at CWHipHop, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. We're getting a lot on your YouTube, Snapchat.
Oh, we got a lot of stuff rendered today, so things are going to be going up on YouTube very shortly.
Gang. Follow me on Facebook and Instagram at bvnc95. Garke, where can the listener find you at?
You can find me on Instagram at garkegains, GARKEGAINZ, and pretty much any other platform I just Garke.
What about you, Prizm?
You can find me on Instagram and Facebook as prizmrap, PRIZMRAP, and on Twitter as prizmmusic. JD, what about you, my friend?
You can find me JDMakesMusic on everything.
Everything. It's easy. You're the only one that's out there with JDMakesMusic, so you're the first one that pops up.
Yep.
We got a couple announcements here before we get into things. Thank you to our Patreon listener tier, Danielle Garke. We appreciate your support each month. Helps us do these interviews, get the Wisconsin hip-hop music out there every week. So we do appreciate it. If you want to join that, it's at patreon.com/CWHH. We will add you to the list, and it helps, like I said, keep this thing going. We appreciate all the support. We got a lot of people doing it. So why wait? Do it now. CWHipHop is also sponsored by our Instagram. Again, go follow it at CWHipHop and all other social medias at CWHipHop. We have new music to Wisconsin hip-hop here. JD Makes Music just dropped Changes. Go check that out everywhere. Big Savo released Icon Status. Young Sage and Cully's Whack released their song Toxic. KCSJ just released a song today that is !, yellow, ! You can check that out everywhere.
Hell yeah.
Sosa MGGM is going to be releasing Business or Pleasure on the 23rd of April, so you can check that out when it drops. We got a lot of other music on our Instagram at CWHipHop. Garke does a great job of putting it all together each week.
You can call me formal. You can call me by my formal name. That's fine. I don't mind. We're homies here.
One thing I've learned is nobody knows who I'm talking about.
Yeah, nobody knows who Ty is.
They
know
that's
Garke.
Facts.
That's facts.
I want to make sure I let people know who I'm talking about. So yeah, Garke does a great job over there. You're doing what music is out now, and then also what music is coming out.
Yeah. So hit us up with upcoming ones. If you got them scheduled in DistroKid or whatever, United Masters or whatever third party you use to, upload your music to other platforms, let us know. You get it scheduled, boom. Message us. We'll put it on the upcoming flyer or upcoming post.
You don't have to be a CW
hip-hop.
You don't
have to be a CW
Just a Wisconsin hip-hop artist.
It will also, even if it features on the upcoming one, it will also feature on the new music one when it comes out. So don't worry.
We also have an interview next week, April 20th, with SK Splash.
SK Splash coming in the building.
Calendar for that.
Zill will also be here, by the way.
Really? He's coming
in the building. Zill will be with
He's finally going to get his shirt.
He's going to get his shirt finally, yeah. How long have we had that?
When did we start? That was
a while ago, bro.
Months.
It's been for a while.
But yeah, I'm glad he's finally going to be here to claim that. Some concerts in Wisconsin, Friday, April 22nd.
Some consonants.
I
love it. You put those two together. It's beautiful.
Just going off of that really quick, did you guys see the tweet from, I think, was it YB Youngboy? Or was it Lil Baby? It was a tweet from a rapper. I'll get it in a second. Don't worry, I'll look at it. But it says that he has a vowel movement 5 to 6 times a day. And
I saw that.
It was Eneli Chapa. That's what it was. Eneli Chapa says he has vowel movements 5 to 6 times a day.
Not to use the letter B?
No, that's not what it is. I think he thinks that's what it is. It's so fucking funny though, dude.
Dude, I know what you're saying. Yeah, I did see that now. I think that was Eneli.
This shit was so good. And he said it 7 different times in different tweets.
It was not a mistake.
He thought it was vowel.
All right, we do have concerts in Wisconsin. You can check these out. Friday, April 22nd, Whitney Payton, Big Savo, and a ton of other artists are going to be performing at the Green Owl in Wisconsin Dells. You can check out official Big Savo on Instagram to get tickets for that.
Hell yeah. Let us know your answer to the question in our podcast, by the way, on the Instagram Live. Let us know your answer, guys.
And then we do have some new music videos coming out here. First one coming out Friday. We have Ace Wild with his Random remix. Garke has been working on that one, and it is great.
Working on it. It's done.
It is done. Yeah, it's coming out. So you can check that out Friday on Ace Wild's YouTube channel. And then Prizm's
Dead Memories is coming out soon. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Tonight.
When is it coming out?
Well, not tonight. No, it's not coming out tonight. We're going to schedule it tonight. We're going to schedule it for like Saturday. And then, because we'll build up some hype throughout the week.
I get that.
We're going to build up some, because Ace Wild's releasing on Friday. I don't want to
That's not my problem.
Okay, what are we, Kanye and Drake right now?
Yeah,
Jesus
let's go.
Christ. I'm trying to do this beneficially for
No,
us.
I understand.
I want to still be able to promote the song or promote the music video.
Ace of Seven Hearts.
Like,
Much love.
She knows I'm playing.
Nah, it's gonna be Saturday. We'll release it on Saturday. We'll schedule it for then. It'll be up then.
Okay.
Coming soon.
Yes, very
Keep an eye out for it. I know you'll see it on CWHipHop.
You'll see it.
Garke,
Yes.
follow him.
Yes.
We also do have an IGTV question for everybody in the chat. What is that this week, Garke?
The question this week is, what is your favorite Wisconsin music venue? So let us know your favorite venues in our Instagram chat, and we will write it down, and we will be talking about them at the end of the podcast here.
All right. So while you guys get your answers in there for that question, we do have our every week now. We do have.
I was away from the mic that time.
Yeah, that's fair enough. We do have our game that we've been doing.
We're playing the game?
We're playing the game real quick.
Oh,
I was thinking of a name of what it should be, and I think I'm just gonna call it "Who Said That," because it'll be lyrics and questions. So.
Yo, who said that?
Yo, who said that?
What's in the box?
All right. So a couple rules real quick. I was trying to get it a little more organized here. I'm gonna give the quote to one person. So one of you three.
Do you know the game?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm gonna explain it too. So I'm gonna give the quote to one person. They have the first guess to each part of the question.
Now the quote is a music. By the way, it's a music lyric.
Yep, a music lyric. It's going to be a question for this one. I was getting a bunch of questions of it, but we'll change that to just lyrics here in the next game. But yes, so the first person gets the first guess, and then the other two can answer after that, and you're going to get 2 guesses for each of you. Each quote stated will have a minute, 30-second timer to guess the artist, the track title, and then the year it's released. 1 point for each correct answer, up to 3 points per quote. And the first person who gets the 22 points here is going to win the game, and then we'll reset it, and then a new host will take over. So I can play, because I want to play this shit too.
So I can play, he
Yeah,
says.
dude, I'm sitting over here hosting it. I need
What's
to make
the
sure
score
I get it
right now?
So yes, I'm glad you asked. Garke starting off with 2 points.
Hey, wrapping it. Let's go.
Prizm with 9 points. And then,
Ooh, nobody likes Prizm.
and then for the guests, we're gonna do a cumulative score. They're sitting at 4 points.
They get a cumulative score.
Yeah, we're gonna go.
To get to 22.
And we don't have one every week, so I mean they'll have a little disadvantage there. All right, who wants to go first? I'll let you guys pick.
I'll go
We're
first.
just gonna go in order here.
Yeah.
All right. So the first quote here is, "Okay, you're a goon, but what's a goon to a goblin?"
I feel like I've heard this one.
Yeah.
I feel like I actually know this one.
Okay,
I have
you're
a
a goon,
chance.
but what's a goon to a goblin?
Are you saying it with the same emphasis?
I'm
as
trying
you're
to,
doing
yeah.
the- Okay.
Obviously, I don't have the same.
You only have a
voice.
minute and 30 to do all three.
I know. It's not Ye, but I'm gonna go with Kanye.
No.
Um,
Sorry, you guys. Can...
You shouldn't say no until we answer all three, I think.
No, I'm gonna open it up and we're gonna go artist
2003.
first. No.
This game is impossible.
Name of the song, Goblin.
No. All right.
Gobble these nuts.
Okay, you're a goon, but what's a goon to a goblin?
Is that a game?
No.
Alright, 2010.
No.
Oh, do we just get to go?
That's
Yeah,
what I was-
you're
that's what I was
waiting.
thinking.
You're
We'll-
waiting.
Okay, okay.
That's why I think it was nice if I like asked who the artist is, so then I can tell you the artist, then you can guess the song, and then a year.
I got you.
There's too much dead air in this game, I feel.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's why I'm minute 30. I can chop this out.
Talk my shit. Is that the name of the song?
No.
You have to do a year yet.
You did.
He already did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
Okay.
you're up.
J. Cole, Wet Dreams, 2005. There you go.
Nope. It was Lil Wayne, A Million, 2008.
I knew that was wrong.
I thought we got 2 guesses.
Yo, what's up, Summer? How's it going?
Yeah.
Oh,
Guys
wow.
changing the rules over here. So what we're gonna do?
What do you mean we're
JD here. You're gonna guess the artist first, and then we're gonna open up to the artist guess, and then you get 2 guesses each, and then I'll
okay.
tell you the artist, and then we'll move on to the song.
I feel like that's going to take a while, but okay.
All right,
Sounds
I
good.
think it's
do
the
your
best
thing,
way to
do your
do it.
thing. Do your thing.
I wake up in the morning and I ask myself, is life worth living or should I blast myself?
I thought you were going to say wake up in the morning feeling like P. Diddy. That would have been hilarious. Not going to lie. I would have known the answer instantly.
Is that Am?
It is not.
No.
Okay, you guys can guess the artist here?
Can you repeat the question?
I wake up in the morning and I ask myself, is life worth living or should I blast myself?
Ice Cube.
No.
Ooh.
Somebody
Easy E.
like that.
No. You guys got one more guess here? I'll let you know.
Snoop Dogg.
No.
I figured it was
50 Cent.
No. Yes. Tupac.
That's a point.
What song is that from? I wake up in the morning and I ask myself, is life worth living? Should I blast myself?
All Eyes on Me.
No. Any guesses? No? Alright. It was Changes. What year did that song?
Oh, that's actually kind of ironic. That's funny. Nice,
I picked
nice,
these for a
nice, nice.
reason.
That's funny.
Alright, what year? You got 20 seconds.
92.
No.
I never got to guess the name of the song.
Yeah, guess. Well, you said no. You don't have anything. So
Yeah,
guess the
you
year.
did say no.
I'm moving along. Yeah, 10 seconds.
Did
here.
I?
Yeah.
10 seconds left. Take a guess.
Year?
Yes.
1982.
No.
94.
No, it was 98. Alright, so. Got one there with JD. Last one here, Ty. What's beef? Now the original one, not the sample. Who said that?
Just what's beef?
What's beef? It's an iconic song.
Yeah, real iconic, huh?
Yes, it is.
I'm gonna know it from 2 words.
What's beef?
I'm gonna know this song from 2 words, Jacob. That's what you expect me to do? bvnc. No,
Okay.
I don't know. Let's. Okay, ready. Here. Lonely Island.
Lonely Island.
Yeah, Lonely Island. That's my answer.
Anybody got a guess here? What do you got?
Logic.
That was my guess.
It's not Logic.
What?
He samples it.
That's an ouchie.
We were just talking about that before with the other song he samples. Like Logic's every artist.
Ghostface Killer.
No.
Run the Jewels.
Nope. I'm gonna give you it here because if 2 words is too little. The Notorious Big. Now here's the quote again. What's beef?
Is the song called What's Beef?
It is.
Nice. Let's go. I got points on the
Nice.
board,
Nice.
baby.
Let's go.
Let's
What
go.
year is it?
1993.
No.
Damn it! I was confident.
1997.
Yes. Yes. All right.
I love how he's doing the Steve Harvey thing. Yes.
Yes. I was trying to adjust the score here. So those are the 3 we got. Currently where we're sitting, Garke has 3 points.
It's Peggy.
Let's go.
Prizm, I believe you're still sitting at 9. Did you get any?
Yeah, I just got the year.
Oh yes, you did. You did. Okay, so you're sitting at 10.
We're
and then
10.
JD
Woo.
got. We're at 5 now for the guest. So we're sitting at those. All right. Are you ready for the question from the IG chat?
Oh, we're not. I thought we had another one. Did you have another one?
Nope. Those were the 3.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
cool. Sounds good. Oh, we're doing the question now?
Yeah, but you usually do it right after the game.
All right.
Make sure you guys put your answer in there if you haven't yet.
All right, we're going to talk about this question, guys. This question that we had this week for our IG chat is, what is your favorite Wisconsin music venue? And this isn't just a question that we're trying to see what you guys like. We're also trying to scope out venues. We're using you. No,
We're using.
I'm joking.
We're collectively building a list.
Exactly. But so right away in the chat we had some good engagement. We had Tom Peterson come in and say The Rave, and he also says he likes Alpine Valley. We said we were going to take multiple answers. I think he's the only one with multiple answers though, which is unfortunate. Iveep in the chat says The Rave. Ace Wild says Miramar Theater. Bogdanovich says The Rave. Sub Music Boss also says Miramar Theater. Rojas in the chat says The Rave. Dustin Warbear says The Warehouse in La Crosse, and I haven't heard of that place before at all. Not gonna lie.
No?
No, I haven't. JD also says the. Oh no, I guess you can tell. What's your answer? What's your answer, JD?
The
Sorry.
Rave.
The Rave. My bad. Prizm, what's your answer, bro?
Mine is the Summerfest Fairgrounds. They have like 6 stages. It's just nuts. So.
I'm going to go off my recent visit to the Algoma Club in Oshkosh. That was a really good venue.
That was
Enjoyed it
great.
a lot, and I hope we get back there real soon.
I'm gone. I'm gonna say Somerset Amphitheater because it's where I saw Logic for the first time. Over by Eau Claire.
Eau Claire. Way over there.
Yes, sir. So that was our answer, or that was our question for this week's show. Make sure you tune into our live stream on Instagram every single week Wednesday when we go live on our live DJ and on our podcast. We'll have a questions you guys can answer and participate in. We always love having the
If you're
engagement.
listening on Spotify, we do have the question posted there as well.
Yep,
If you're
you can see
listening
the
to
poll
it,
right on, literally right on Spotify.
You can swipe right up.
Scroll down.
and you can answer. You can see everybody else's
Exactly.
answer. We'll see it as well. So if you want to
Exactly.
include after we do this live, that's your way to do it. All right, are we ready to talk about Changes?
Yes, sir.
The masterpiece that just dropped 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
Yo, Sub Music, you gotta set us up with your homie DJs that DJ at the Miramar. Set us up, bro.
Hell yeah.
Set us up. We'll throw hella shows at the Miramar. Are you kidding me? I'll throw shows all day. I'll quit my job to throw shows.
Slow down
Alright.
there, killer.
Yeah, we need to pay bills.
We need to pay bills.
All right, so we'll get into more detail about the
I'll live at
project,
the Miramar.
obviously. But real quick, what is Changes about?
Changes covers, changes that I experienced over the year and a half that it took me to write the whole thing. That's where the title comes from, and the whole theme is the kid, the job, everything that's been moving in music, the relationships that I've built over the last year and a half. Like, it's just kind of all lumped together.
And you actually wrote half the project, but then scrapped it. You were like, I'm gonna change these songs a little bit, which kind of fitting for the theme. So what made you do the switch up? What was just not clicking with
I had like 5 or 6 songs that I had written, and the more I did them out loud, the more I felt I wasn't like really into them. And I was like, if I'm not into them, then the energy's not going to reflect, and other people aren't going to be into it. So I came to the decision to scrap all of them and went and found new beats and just basically started back at 50% and just went from there.
You went back to 50%?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
I would say most of the album was written when I had decided that those 6 songs were
not
gone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So. Like, I still have all of them. I still have all of the lyrics and everything written and the beats that they went to, and I don't know, they might see the light of day.
Save them for later.
Yeah, they might see the light of day someday.
Maybe a deluxe version of Changes, and you can throw a couple of the better ones on there.
Yeah.
So you could have made that like an exclusive if you bought the CD, you get those extra songs.
Ooh.
That would have been like NFT shit.
I thought about doing that with the interludes. Not doing the interludes digitally and only putting them on the physical copies.
I got you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think they're good on the project.
They're pretty good.
They do fit, and it's like it kind of tells the story of. Like,
I cannot
changes
believe
going
you
on.
got away with having Mac Miller songs and you posted it everywhere. There's literally 3 Mac Miller songs, two in that interlude, bro. I was like, bro, how do you get away with that posting on Spotify?
I think it's because it's just background.
And you guys are talking about it. I think that's what does it. But at the same
talking.
time, you can clearly hear it. Bro.
It's Mac, yeah, especially.
And the beats
singing along
playing
with
and
it.
everything. Yeah.
None of the clips are longer than like 20 seconds though either, so like it's harder to pick it up.
I guess, but at the same time, that's risky.
Yeah, it's risky, but it
cleared. It cleared. So we're
Yo,
good.
what's up for always?
It cleared. So
Surprisingly,
they didn't see a problem with it.
They did not.
Okay, I'm real about
So the project that is 15 songs long, 40 minutes in length. What is your personal favorite track off of this?
Answer it.
Answer it. I think if I had to pick a favorite, which I don't like to pick favorites.
I know it's a good project all the way through. I hate to ask you, but
I would say the title track.
Changes.
Is probably my personal favorite. Just because I don't know, I felt I stepped out of my element like a lot with that one, and it kind of wraps up almost everything. I brush on just about every single topic that's brought up individually throughout the rest of the project. So I just kind of I like that one, and it hits live. So
it does.
Yeah.
Do you find it hard to do 15 songs, or did it come pretty quick and easy?
No, honestly, after I scrapped those 6, I had written the ones to replace them in such a short time that I was like. I could have easily done like a 24 or 25, track project, and I don't know. I think my next one will probably be around the same length. So.
Yeah, when I was mixing Changes the song too, I kept it so like that first hook is 1 layer, the second hook has like 2 or 3, and then the last hook has like 5 or 6. I liked to try and emphasize just your changes that you went throughout the project even.
Right.
Really
You can hear the comfortability in my voice throughout the 3 times that you hear the chorus. Throughout the song, you can hear me actually get more and more comfortable into it every time I do it. And I thought that was cool. He's like, do you want me to cut these first 2 out and just copy and paste the 3rd one? I'm like, no, I think we should leave it like that.
Okay.
Yeah. Want to let the IG chat know as well. If you have any questions for JD while we're live here, put them right in the chat bubble here. You can have those added, and we'll answer them at the end of the live DJ here. So going right into the first track here, titled Intro. Kind of tell the listener what's going on in this song and why did you put it as the first one. What was the topic?
I thought that this one was like a really good kind of preheater.
Preheater.
It was like the beat.
Pre-game.
The beat caught my attention immediately because it was like elevator music, and like I was really into it. I'm like, this is kind of like a waiting room.
Oh, it's like loading.
I thought about that skit that Logic did with the hotline, where the guy's calling the hotline and he can't get through.
Oh yeah.
And then I thought about that little skit.
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah. So I just thought that was like a good way to start it up, and I knew at the very beginning that the first 2 tracks were gonna be intro, and then everybody in that order.
How are you gonna put intro not anywhere but the beginning?
But it wasn't called intro.
Oh.
It was literally an unnamed song in my files.
Gotcha.
Up until
okay.
like
that makes sense.
The title is actually an homage to my first song that I dropped called Introduction. And that's kind of like, that was kind of like the comparison, because I felt like, I don't know, intro was like the beginning of the new stuff and like the new era that I'm stepping into. So it's like, I figured I would do another introduction. Was the idea behind it. So.
Okay. And then this one I know you really enjoyed because you want to do a music video for it real soon.
It was done.
It's
not like done. It's shot. It's shot.
Okay. Was that the
night
footage
school.
you're using at the concert?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So what's going on in this song?
Everybody, I'm trying to get your attention. Is what it was. I wrote it with the idea of doing it live. That was one of the biggest things. I was like, this is out of the whole project, I know for sure that I'm gonna do this one live. And that's just, it's me just trying to get everybody's attention. And I figured track number 2, like it was a good way, because the mood from intro to everybody is just totally like flipped.
Yeah.
And like, I'm just trying to make sure everybody's listening. And I thought it would bring you in. You go from the first track to the second, you're like, holy shit, and then you realize that there's 13 more. You want to keep going.
Yeah, you got him with that hook.
Yeah.
Yeah, be like, here's a little bit of the diversity. You don't just go slow, like one song that sounds in that. Because like some projects, they'll have that where it's like cluster the songs kind of sound all the similar style, and then the other half. So yeah, you kind of mix it up a little, pretty good there. Now the next track you have Confession. Prizm was on that track. So talk a little bit about the process working on that. And what's Confession's about? Confession, I'm sorry.
Confession is basically about us loving and hating music. And that's where the title comes from, is that, it's a confession that, we love this shit, we would die for it, but at the same time, like, I fucking hate it. Like, it's starting to become work. It's starting to become a business now. So there's a whole level of seriousness to it that there wasn't.
You'll get over it.
Yeah, well.
You'll get over it, don't worry.
Yeah, so that's just, the confession is just, and like working with him was just awesome. I didn't actually hear his verse until the project was finished.
Yeah, I didn't.
Oh, really?
I didn't even
in the dark on it?
I didn't even write the verse till I was mixing.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh boy.
Well, no, because I knew in the moment stuff with mixing and everything, it just turns out a million times better. And I was like, dude, I'm taking this super seriously. This is your project, and like, I love this project. So like, I'm gonna give you the best that I can, but
I trusted him.
Yeah. Sometimes you gotta do that.
I just let it ride.
Mm-hmm.
I trust.
I was curious if you guys got into the studio, the one you got at your place, and
Nope.
no, it was you didn't hear it until it was out.
Yep.
You were new to the whole experience, just like everybody else there.
Yeah. He sent me the email with all the finished files.
What was your reaction when you
what's
first
up,
heard
Rebecca?
it?
How's it going, Rebecca?
I was like jumping up and down.
Yeah.
Doing a little dance at work. Yeah, I was pretty happy.
good.
All right, next track here, 788. And it's a combo. What does that combo unlock? It's the secret here.
So the numbers, the numbers actually mean it's the amount of words in the song itself. So there's the song's 3 minutes and 40 seconds. It's got like a 20-second intro, 20-second outro. So it's like 3 minutes of rap, and there's 788 words throughout the entirety of it. So
Was this just to kind of show your skill as a fast rapper?
It was not done intentionally.
No?
I heard the beat, and I said, there's no fucking way that I cannot go hard on this. And that was just, and the lyrics started flowing. I actually wrote the song in 4.5 hours on my birthday.
On your birthday?
On your birthday?
Yeah, October
Jeez.
7th.
You gotta treat yourself to a good song.
Yeah, I was at work too.
Yo, plans, what's going on, plans?
On the clock, on my birthday, just writing 788. So.
Hell yeah.
How many times do you have to spit that?
A lot.
A lot?
A lot.
You killed it at the show, though.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
no,
you.
it was one good long take.
Yeah, I was standing up there. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do it. And come to find out, my cousin was going around the crowd saying, yo, if he tries to get off the stage after this next song, I need you to start shouting 788. 788, and he said he had like 15, 16 people that were ready.
Nice.
So I'm like,
nice.
I should have held out just a little longer. And it's just had the crowd just going, because that would have been pretty cool.
Yeah, that would have been really cool to get them to shout that out.
Yeah.
And then the show we're referencing was at Night School this past Friday.
Yep.
We had Prizm performed there, his first full set, hometown.
Did great.
We had Cookies and Cream, B+ Laron. They have a project coming out, and then JD was performing Changes for the first time there.
Fucking killed it.
It's a great show. I enjoyed every minute of it.
It was pretty good.
Had a lot of people from CWHipHop show out. Saw Dawson Orbe there, a couple other artists. All right, so moving on to your first interlude, High Times at ENT. What's going on in this?
So that was, I just took some of the best parts of a party that we had. You were actually there.
I was.
You were actually part of it.
I forgot the mic was live.
Right when it was actually this mic.
Yeah,
right here,
you just got it.
Right when ENT was built, we got the studio finished. I was like, I want to have a party to kind of, it doesn't have to be wild, but just a nice little get together to just kick off that, this is done. It's out of the way. It's a milestone that we've reached now. So, and what I did was I left the mic recording while we were sitting there drinking, smoking, having a great time, laughing, telling jokes and stories, and I let the mic record for like 4.5 hours or 3.5 hours or something.
Why would you do that to yourself?
And
we forgot about it for a minute.
I did, yeah, I did. Because I hit.
Because you have to go through all of that.
I did.
Oh, dude, no.
I didn't do it all at once. I broke it up into like 25 to 30 minute segments where I would just sit and listen, and if I didn't have anything that I liked, then I would cut it. So that way I knew where to start next time I wanted to, But yeah, so I did. I actually went through all of the recording that we had gotten, and like there was a lot of stuff, don't get me wrong, like that's not the best stuff that I could find, but I felt it was the most random. It was the most kind of like
authentic,
laugh-inducing, and it was real. Like
it captured the vibe of the party there.
There was quite a few moments that were captured that you can hear us referring to the fact that the mic is on. And I was like, I don't want to do that. Like, I want to make it more real. And like, man, like there was so much shit that I heard. And like, I told one of my buddies who was also caught on the mic, I'm like, dude, if you could hear some of the things you were saying on that, I was like, that's like some blackmail shit, bro. I'm like, and he was just
like, yo, man, I'll give you $100 to delete that audio file.
He's sitting there, he's just like, just me? I'm like, no, dude. I'm like, every single person in that studio was it could be indicted on some shit.
Oh my god!
But like, all of it is gone. And like that was something.
You hear that, Fetty boy? You can't get it.
Yeah. Fat boys cannot access it. The only thing that's left is what's on the interlude. So.
Good man.
So, and that was a good interlude too, because that was where a lot of the project was actually recorded.
All of it.
Yeah, all of it
Yep.
was in that room there. So it was nice to kind of capture that vibe for that whole process of it. So the next one here, one of my favorites off the project. So High.
So High's really good. Yeah.
Thank you.
Crazy at the show, dude. I was screaming that shit. I was excited I was able to hear that live for the first time.
Yeah, that was cool. That was a really awesome interaction.
What gave you the idea to come up with this song?
Honestly, I was listening to So High by Wiz Khalifa, and like I was
Don't say that. You're gonna get copyright strike.
Well, that's why
you're gonna get sued for vibe.
You changed it. No, it's good.
Yeah, no, there's plenty of.
It's like lo-fi, but so high now.
Yeah.
I like how you spelt it on the album too.
Yeah, well,
like sci-fi, but like it's so high.
And I did
like
that to exclusively get away from the Wiz Khalifa reference. Like I didn't want people to be like is it like a remix, type deal? Like
yeah.
So I
changed.
Of
course, it's not. Doesn't
change. Well, but they don't know that until they listen to it.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
But yeah. So I just wanted to change it up, but I wanted a song that was like about smoking. And like
you know what you do in your free time.
Yeah, like that's like I'm a pretty big smoker and I enjoy it, and like I never really had a song that was about that. So I heard the beat and I'm like, yeah, this is just like sitting around you know, with the homies chopping it up. So that's just where the vibe came from.
How long did it take you to make that one? Was that a pretty quick?
No.
No?
That was a long one.
Really?
I struggled with the chorus for a long time. I had no idea which direction I wanted to go. I had like 3 or 4 different ideas, and none of them are actually what ended up being what the final product is. But yeah, I didn't know what direction I wanted to go. Second verse took me, I think, probably 2.5 months to write.
Jesus Christ.
Well, because what I would do is, like, I had the whole album laid out in front of me.
Yeah.
And, like, I'd work on one, and then if I hit a roadblock on that one, I'd go to the next one. And, like, so, like, in between that 2.5 months, I was working on other stuff. But
of course. Don't worry about him.
Yeah.
Don't worry. Act like he's not even here. Don't worry about it.
I'm sorry, man. Don't worry.
Go.
It's done.
I love the song.
Yeah.
I'm glad it took a while to really
Great way to fuck him up.
No, it was, now you're fucking me up.
I'm joking. Yeah, I know.
Next song here, Moving. And I heard from Lil Birdie that this one almost didn't make the project.
Who's the birdie?
Well,
He caught it. But there was
There is some mixing mishaps that happened with Moving. We found out the night that
Prizm's
we were
fault?
dropping. And mine. I'll take half responsibility.
Okay.
for it.
I appreciate
Otherwise,
that.
I talk to him afterwards.
No, I will take half the responsibility because he sent me 4 days prior to dropping, scheduling the drop. He had sent me the email with all the finished tracks. I listened through it 4 times and did not realize that Moving was just not there. It just wasn't in there. So I come over here, we're ready to go.
Oh, is that when the night I went to bed and shit? And then you told me about that in the morning. I remember
literally
that.
sitting here uploading it, and he's like, "Next one on the project is Moving." And I'm like going through the files, and like.
And he just looks at me out of the corner of his eye, and I'm like, "The next one up is Moving."
Yo, that's like one. Remember when we were on a Discord call and I was showing you the night school footage, and I accidentally recorded. So you know how I was recording everybody for a music video? I recorded that along with another song, so it was a 6-minute file, and I didn't know that. And I was like flipping through. I'm like, where the fuck is the everybody one? I'm like, bro.
So High, from intro to So High.
Yeah, and I was like, where the fuck? I was like, where was I doing? I was right there. He was like, dude, you were in my face. I'm like, I know. Like, I know I was there. And then we figured it out. But yeah, it gave us both a mini heart attack.
But yeah,
I'm glad it's on the project. It's a really good song.
Yes,
thank
you.
Another one of my favorites. So what went into this one? What's this song about?
Just basically talking about how I'm moving. I've been making a lot of moves. There's a lot of things that I've done that I haven't been vocal about.
Forward, that is.
And like I'm kind of just one of those people. Just because moves aren't being posted doesn't mean they're not being made. I don't feel like I should have to announce to everybody what I'm doing. The people that are close to me know it. They know what's going on all the time. It's things like the Kasky and the Tasty thing. Obviously, like that's different.
We're gonna talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. But like the Yo Gotti track that I haven't ever officially announced. Even like we have that. It's just me talking about just all the things that I'm doing, even behind the scenes that people might not necessarily know about. And I wanted to again step out of my element. I put all the juicy kind of newer style stuff that I did on this project, I put it all in like the middle. So like if you stuck around through the beginning of it, you got to experience like me like doing the kind of the singing, the vocalizing, and like the kind of that stuff. And so
yeah. No, like I said, it's a great project, great song on the project. I enjoy that one quite a bit. Moving on to Chronicles. This features Sub Music Boss. How did you get to work with him?
I've known Sub Music for probably 7-8 years now. I met him.
How's it going, Philly?
Back when I was doing hood rat shit with 4 Wheels and
hood rat shit.
He would like tag along with us when we'd go and cause mayhem throughout the city, and like he'd be there for a little bit, and then all of a sudden he just wouldn't be.
He's one of those friends that just comes.
Yeah. He would just hang out, but like he always, even after like I stopped with the whole car world shit, he always kept in contact, and he was one of the people that I talked to, in addition to B+, about possibly doing this. And he laughed at me. When he asked me what kind of music I was thinking about getting into, I told him, and he laughed, and he's like, "No, for real, like you getting back into metal or what?" And I'm like, "No, no, I'm being serious." And he was like, "Dude, my bad," he's like, "I feel bad now," and like he's been a huge help ever since. And but yeah, Chronicles, didn't know it, that he was going to do it, but about halfway through his verse, he starts talking about my past and some of the things that I've done and been through, you know, in my life, and I thought it was pretty cool. So I kind of continued on the theme of him, like, amping me up. You know, he's talking about all the shit that I used to do and all the shit that I've had to go through to be where I'm at now. So I figured I would keep that same energy and kind of start talking about how things used to be versus how they are now, which is where the title came from. So.
And the title Chronicles, how did you come up with that? Did it just hit you all of a sudden, or?
Yeah, I was just kind of, I thought about chapters, you know, I thought about that,
Okay.
But to me it just didn't have the same kind of ring to it. I thought
Chronicles is a nice title for it.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like changes and chapters sounds
it would have been
together.
Oh, okay. So you think?
So I feel like that does kind of roll off tongue, but I mean,
Okay.
either
But
way it
Chronicles
works. Yeah.
really works well though. So.
I have something with a chapter coming up. Yeah. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can maybe talk about that.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
All right, moving on to No More New
What's
Friends.
up?
Why won't you let new people into your life?
Cause I'm sick of wasting time on people and having them dip out, you know, whenever it's convenient.
That's life, though. That's just life in general.
To an extent.
That is.
Yeah, to an extent. I've let people in that I haven't known for a long time, and more often than not, I end up getting burned for it. And I've had people that I've known for a long time, at the drop of a hat, just be like, all right, fuck you. And so that's where I'm putting up the wall and just saying, no more new people. Like, if it's a business thing, obviously I'm about it. I'm not just gonna be like a business only kind of guy and like otherwise fuck you. But as far as like close personal inner circle, there will be no more new admissions. And
we're done taking resumes.
Yeah, they're
done taking applications.
It's gonna have to be circumstantial, extremely circumstantial.
If it works, it works.
Yeah, like the right person, the right vibe, kind of deal. But other than that, like I'm not looking for any more homies. Yeah.
Do you talk on anything else on the song? Or
I don't have friends. I have brothers.
Exactly.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, I do kind of brush on certain situations that happened, but I mean specifically no, it's just pretty much me talking shit and running my mouth about some shit that I was upset about. So that's kind of what this is about.
Sometimes that's rap music.
Yeah.
All right, so moving on to The Town. Do you know what movie that the skit is from in the beginning of that song?
The Town.
Yeah.
It's from The Town. Okay.
It's literally, yeah.
Okay. I was just gonna mention it.
The movie actually inspired the title, which is where I got the idea to do the snippet from the movie at the beginning, because The Town is one of my personal favorite movies of all time. I just think it's dark and it's real. You know, the situation that the movie portrays could definitely happen. I'm sure it does. You know, so but I just talk about us as a team. You know, the synopsis of The Town is it's a group of friends that grew up together and they rob banks, but they rob banks in their own hometown and nobody knows it's them. And like it's
they
just
wear nun suits with masks.
well, yeah, and like
so.
yeah, but like the fact that they've been doing it for a long time and nobody knows it's them. They've been able to conceal their identities and continue to get away with it, you know. And like that idea, not saying that it's like something I'm thinking about, but like that idea.
But I'm thinking about
to me, it was just kind of cool, like, you know, how, you know, a small town like this. So I started thinking about, you know, the fact that we're like not necessarily breaking the law, but we're doing a lot of shit that not even people are realizing that it's us. And like, you know, they meet us face to face and they're like, oh, you're those guys, you know?
Yeah, I know what you're
and
saying.
like, so like to me, I think that's kind of cool. So that's where I got the reference. It's like, you know, something's going down in the town and they don't know. And
okay.
Like,
Okay.
I like that.
I fucks with it.
And I actually name dropped the dude that started ENT with me, push you to the side like your name is Mariano.
I didn't get that line.
That is a pure name drop, 100% name drop.
Okay.
To the guy that started ENT with me.
There's gonna be a diss track coming from Mariano soon.
Yeah, I got one ready to go. So,
let me know. Yo, Mariano, you hear it?
It's called Make the Cut. I have it.
You heard it here first, Mariano. You better shoot back, bro.
We need a good rap beef around here.
I
Let's got a war starting. All right, so we already talked about changes, the title track here. Is there anything else you want to add to that song for the listener?
Changes?
Yes.
Just enjoy it. I think if you're really like trying to listen to the whole project, I think that one will stand out a lot.
All right, moving on to your next interlude. I don't know. I don't want to call it a skit necessarily, but it's Meet Jackson. So why'd you want to include this one in the project?
Well, I talk about him a lot.
Yes.
One of the changes.
Yes. It was one of the major changes that I went through, and I was talking to him, just kind of back and forth, and I was just getting really like awesome responses. Like obviously he's not responding, but like the way
he is.
the way that he was interacting, I'm
As a
like,
baby.
man. Like this, like I need to capture this. So I was doing video for a while, and then I was like, no, like I think a voice memo of this would be really cool. And then when I asked him, is my album gonna be successful? He lets out just a clear, yeah,
Yeah.
I was like, so this is going on the album, like 100%. I just wanted people to meet him, and anybody that hasn't yet just got to experience a little bit of him. He's my whole world, so I think he's pretty awesome, and I'm excited that he's here finally.
He's all right.
He's all right.
So
He's
I guess
awesome.
this was just something
he kind of still shits himself. I mean, he's
Until
got
he
a long
wipes
way
his
to
own.
go. Yeah,
He still can't feed
he's
himself.
got a long way, right? Like the dude's
come
got a long
on,
way to
dude.
go, I guess. I mean, I'll give him props. He's surviving,
Just
right?
lays around and watches TV all day.
What a
Right?
life.
Cocoa Melon. I saw that on your Snapchat.
No cocoa melon, just dancing fruit. Just dancing fruit.
What do you mean? Isn't it the same thing?
No, cocoa melon is. They've said that it's overstimulating to children. So.
I've heard that too, yeah.
I guess. I mean, what isn't though? I mean, everything's gonna overstimulate a child. I feel like because everything's completely.
Yeah, you gotta be
utterly
smart
new.
though with
Right.
yeah.
He does love those dancing fruits.
He
though.
does love those dancing
He
fruit,
just-
man.
It's just
Watches.
the colors on the screen moving over and over.
And the
That's all it
sounds,
is.
Yeah, the sounds. Yeah.
So I guess you kind
I
of
love
talk
that.
with Jackson on the track. Is there anything you want to say to future Jackson?
Ooh, yeah. What about Jackson in 10 years? What are you gonna say to Jackson
Think about
in
it
10
for a
years?
second.
He's
Yeah,
10 years old.
we can always edit that.
I hope you're proud. That's what I want to say. Yeah, I hope you're proud of me. Hope I made you happy.
Wear a rubber.
Where? At 10 years
At
old?
10 years?
Yeah.
Well, remember this for the rest of your life. That's the point. Teach them young.
From this
Teach
point
them
on.
young. Yeah.
Like a rubber suit always. Yeah.
Always. Oh, Jesus Christ. It's teaching them
All right.
young.
Well, this
You guys
was
took that
wholesome,
to
and
a
then this
weird
went in
place.
a weird direction.
Jesus Christ, y'all.
You said in 10 years, bro.
Yeah, you said that.
10, not 15.
All right, moving on.
Hope you're proud of your dad.
Hope you're proud of your dad. Yeah.
We
We're
are.
having a good time.
No, we definitely
joking.
are.
All right, next song we got Incarcerated. Can you explain why you wrote this song?
You
So
didn't go to jail, did you?
no, I mean I've been, but like I didn't recently.
Okay. Just making sure that this is not where the song came from.
No, so at the time that I wrote this, I had two friends in prison. Well, one was in jail here in Marathon County. The other was down in Dodge. And one was drugs. The other was, you guys all heard about it.
Mhm.
The shooting that happened last year. The guy that shot his mom's boyfriend. That was actually a close friend of mine that did that. So the song, the first verse is about the buddy that I grew up with, went to high school with and everything, and he turned to drugs after we got out of high school, and that's who I'm talking to in the first verse. And then the second verse is about the buddy that shot somebody. And it's just me basically telling them, like, dude, like I'm out here trying to do something that we talked about when we were kids, something that we could have only dreamed of, and it kills me to think that the guys that are supposed to be here sharing this with me are sitting behind a fucking wall right now. And it's just me basically begging them, like, when you guys get out and you get the second opportunity to make things right, like, please, like, make it right. I tell in the first verse, I say, our lives are getting good and I don't want you to miss it. And that, that's a real thing. I didn't try to be complex with it. I didn't try to go crazy flows or crazy rhyme schemes or anything, because it was a simple message. It's literally not for anybody else but the two guys that I'm talking to. And that was just kind of my take on it.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites off the project. I love that song.
It's very real.
Yeah.
It's just a raw emotion kind of deal, and like once you know the backstory of both of them, the impact is just that much greater, And unfortunately, both of them have gone back to the lifestyles that they were choosing beforehand. And
Interesting.
they've both been cut out as a result. So
Hey, dead branches, man.
Well, and basically what I'm looking at it is the song is basically my goodbye to them. Like if they ever have any questions in the future as to why they don't see me anymore,
send them the link to the song.
they can refer back to that song, because that was basically like my last like plea. Like, come on guys, like I want you here with me. I don't want you in there. You know, so. Yeah, so Incarcerated was definitely targeted to two specific people.
A very real song.
Yes, yeah, very real song.
All right, moving on to Off the Dome. So these were a bunch of freestyles that you had stitched together, correct?
Correct, yeah.
How many would you say, how many freestyles did you kind of work with? I'm just curious.
Full ones?
Sure. How many takes did you kind of...
Takes? Oh,
like,
God,
did you piece together?
There had to have been... I think there's together in the final song, I think there's 6.
Okay.
6 or maybe 7 different ones that I put together. There had to have been over like 30, 40 that I was in there, just because I don't freestyle. Yeah. So like the fact that I was able to come up with what I did, like I was completely blown away by. But like most of the takes would be like 30 seconds of me going hard. And then the rest of the song, you hear me like trying to catch the flow again. Like,
it's the same thing with me when I freestyle. I'll have like 1 or 2 good ideas, and then after that, it's like, well, shit, where do I go from here? So, anybody else want to take the mic?
After the first flow switch that you hear in that song, everything that is in that song is actually spit in the last, like probably minute to minute and a half of the beat, and I would just move it over. And just like, because the way I started trying to tap into my soul and fix the heart, that was like the first thing that popped into my mind when I started doing it. So like that was
that
like,
bar punches.
That was like the OG, like here we go, we're gonna do this type shit. And then everything after that flow switches, like I said, it was all recorded at the end of the song, you know, on top of each other, and I was just taking them and like moving them over. Yeah, so they would fit the spot. Because I couldn't come up with anything after that first flow. After that, like I couldn't come up with anything after that, and then it took more like, and then, you know, a minute and a half into it, I'm like, all right, yeah, here we go. But yeah, so that was a really fun one to do. I think I'm definitely gonna probably do another song that style again.
Yeah, you definitely should. It's a great song, and being that it's a freestyle and it's kind of just lyrics coming off of your brain. Do you have like a favorite one that just kind of came to the surface, or a couple of them? I guess you don't gotta pick just one.
I like the way that it starts, but I don't know. Taking big steps. Promise y'all I'll die, fucking legend. I mean that kind of gives me goosebumps every time I hear it, just because like I know that to be factual, you know. So and you guys being able to be behind the scenes and stuff, I've kind of seen some of the things that we're doing. And like I'm really excited, and like some people hear it as a bar, some people hear it as me just puffing out my chest, and then others hear it as like, dude, this fucking guy's coming, and that's what the drive behind it. So yeah, I guess that one stands out the most.
Yeah. I think you got a lot of great bars in there, but the beginning of that song it just punches right away. You grab me right into the song.
Yeah.
All right, so the last one here, TTFN. What does this stand for, and then how did you and A-Star get to work on a song together?
So, you guys watched Pooh when you were kids, right?
Winnie the Pooh?
Winnie the Pooh?
Oh, I was going to say, yeah, I just watched Pooh, dude. Yeah, that was a show back in the day for sure. I'm sure I can look that up right now, and I'll be real nostalgic. But Winnie the Pooh, yes,
Winnie the Pooh,
that rings a bell.
Yes. So Tigger used to hop around on his little tail.
Yep.
And say, you know, hoo-hoo-hoo, you know, TTFN, ta-ta for now. That's what TTFN stands for, is ta-ta for now. You know, just saying, not goodbye, but ta-ta for now. I know I'll be back, and I actually met Ace through y'all. Sitting here on the other side of the screen, watching him when he was in this spot, and it was right before, right? You guys did.
Yeah, he was in here before, and then he came back to talk about.
I was saying, he was in the white box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had him in the white box studio.
So yeah, watching him on the white box, I think, is when I reached out to him, and like Mason Prizm had kind of mentioned Ace Wild before, and I had looked him up, and I'm like, dude, you know, he's really good. There's never like a personal connection though. But then listening to him, in his interview and shit, I was like, yeah, like this dude's pretty cool. And then he drops Fresh Start, blows us all out of the fucking water.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like
understatement.
Like, and since he dropped Fresh Start, like just seeing him as an artist and like who he is, like it's given me a whole level of respect for him. You know, and
Ace is crazy.
I reached out to him and it was one of those like he's probably not gonna, but I'll just ask him anyway.
No, he will.
And I was like, all I asked him was like, so I'm writing an album. Would you by chance maybe want to get on it? And all he said was yes. That's all he said was yes.
Best answer.
And he said, do you have a track in mind? I said, I'm bouncing between 3 right now that I could put you on. So, little fun fact here. Ace almost ended up on Movin', Changes, and...
You're going to put him on the title track.
Yeah. What was the Town? He almost, like, those were the other songs that I was bouncing in between having him.
He probably would have killed it on the Town, to be honest.
Any one of those
like,
songs.
And, like, I think the Town probably...
The Town would probably been the best one, I think. Yeah.
We might revisit, like, a remix. See, because, like, I hit Ace up about a Fresh Start remix. I'm like, yo, if you're ever trying to remix this song, like, this song speaks to me, bro. Like, it's yelling at me. I would love to do a remix. And he's like, yo, if I ever address this in the future, you're the first one I'm coming to. So, like, maybe the Town remix would be fun to do with Ace. But yeah, so like I hit him up and eventually I was like, I'm gonna put you on the final track. We're gonna close it out together. And he's like, oh hell yeah. And like I had actually written to go first and then he was gonna close it out, but I told Prizm, I'm like, yo, swap us. I'm like, I think just the way that I started my verse on that song, I felt that was a good way to close out the album, like the final verse of the album.
You get the last word for it too.
Yeah, because like I literally started off by saying this album's finally finished.
Mm-hmm.
So like I just thought that was a good final verse for the project. But yeah, that TTFN was a lot of fun. We're supposed to do it in July. So
music video?
No, well, we might do a music video, but Ace and I are supposed to do it at the Patriot Center together.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, so that
guy who's gonna be there.
That'd be really cool. I think we're probably gonna do Confessions again.
Hell yeah.
You should.
Yeah. This time we won't. Neither one of us will botch it like we did.
Bro, I'm halfway through my verse. Suddenly, I was like, oh no.
Okay, at least you didn't forget your fucking words.
Yeah, man, dude, I got a picture of him looking at his phone before the show, and he told me that was him looking at the lyrics.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, I was looking.
Yeah, pacing back and forth behind us.
Because I didn't practice it. We didn't know we were gonna do it until like 12 hours before the show. So,
12 hours is plenty of time to practice, though, JD.
Well, you gotta add in sleep and a child in there too, though.
That's
yeah. He's got a lot going on.
So, but
that was your choice, dude.
Facts. I can't even dispute that.
So now that's the official lineup for the album, are you happy with it? Would you want to change anything?
I'm ecstatic with it. I would not change a fucking thing. Not a thing.
That's the best answer.
Yeah. No, I'm completely happy with it.
He's happy because he doesn't have to go and listen to it again on FL and mix it.
Yeah, I don't have to mix it anymore.
That's why he's happy with that answer.
Just you wait. Just you wait.
So talking about the cover art, did you design that one yourself?
I did. Yeah.
You did. What is at the bottom of it? It says like KE and then
KE on the track. That's the guy that produced the whole album.
Oh, so he's okay. Okay.
Yep. Yeah. I'm part of like a club, an email club with him, and he's Grammy nominated. He's worked with G-Eazy, Young Thug, and Yo Gotti, Caskey. Like he's worked with all kinds of artists. But I buy beats in packs from him, and the beats for Changes were actually selected out of a whole file of like almost 200. So like each one of the instrumentals like spoke to me and was chosen. But he produced the whole thing. I didn't want to do any other beats other than his on the project. So yeah, I figured I would give him his little tag right there at the front.
What's going on with the cover art? Because it's kind of like 2 triangles and then like a clockwork.
So the 2 triangles, it's supposed to represent an hourglass, and I can't remember if it was Greek or Egyptian, but it was a symbol that they had used for the passing of time. Was that triangle? And like I added the circles. Was
it a hieroglyphic?
No, it was like it wasn't something they wrote on the walls. It was like for transcripts and
okay.
Yeah. So but So you've got the hourglass, and then just, to represent, what they had it for, and the wings to kind of symbolize me, flying, reaching, new levels that I hadn't been at before, and the clock, just to kind of add in the time thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that was just kind of the whole theme of it. And I wanted to keep it simple, but make it intricate at the same time, and I thought I did a pretty good job.
Another layer you could add to that is that the clock looks like a grandfather clock,
yes.
and you just became a father. So...
Yeah, but you gave him some solid advice, and he probably won't become a grandfather.
True. Yeah.
Jackson's gonna listen to that.
Yeah, I hope he does.
Take it to heart.
Dude.
He's gonna be like, these
bitches are crazy.
Garke said.
Yeah.
Garke said to rap.
Sorry, Dad.
Like, dude, bitches are crazy, okay? Don't fuck with it. Get the fuck out of here.
So the design was actually dropped with your previous merch. You just kind of you didn't reference it at all. You just kind of threw it out there.
Yeah.
Did you have anybody order the merch with that?
I did, yes. Quite a few people actually. And it was strictly because they thought it was cool. Like that was like the major answer that I got was, well, I liked that one because I thought that design was cool. And in the back of my head, I'm like, perfect. You're familiar with it, you like it, so now it's gonna, when you see it again, it'll have that much more push behind it. So.
Do you plan on doing that more with the merch, like hiding something in there, or maybe other things? Do you like the hidden message and people don't know?
Absolutely. There's all kinds of stuff in my music, in my artwork, that you can find if you're looking close enough. It's there, and you can connect all the dots. And yeah, I kind of like the secret stuff.
So we just were talking kind of throughout the podcast here, the performance you had last Friday at Night School. How was that first performance with Changes? What was the experience like for you?
That was incredible. I think that was probably not necessarily the best turnout, but my best performance, I think, for sure. And it was the best interaction I had with a crowd. So I would hold that at the #1 spot currently. We didn't have a bunch of people. There was a good amount of people, but it wasn't a whole lot. You guys were at the first show. You remember what that first show was like.
Yeah.
And to me, I think the only thing behind that is that it's the same place that it was the last 4 times. And I've had quite a few people actually message me, say, hey bro, I wanted to come, but I'm just not trying to hang out at the same spot as we did the last 3-4 times. And to me, I'm like, totally get it. You're gonna want to come to this one in July.
Yeah.
So
on God.
But but I would definitely hold it at the #1 spot for me personally. Just the crowd interaction, the love that I got for each song that I played, and it just went so smooth. Everybody was on point. Ty was on point. Prizm was on point. And Cookies and Cream killed it. And the DJ, he did a pretty good job, I thought. And I thought all of the songs from Changes just went semi-flawlessly.
Now, what'd you all perform there?
I did Intro, Everybody, So High, Changes, Moving, 788, and Prophecy.
I think Confession with Prizm on there.
Yes, yeah, we opened Prizm.
Well, that was in Prizm set, yeah.
His song.
No, that's not what the DJ said.
Yeah, DJ said it was
Yeah.
DJ said it was
featuring
Prizm's
JD.
song.
I even put in the name of the track. I'm like, this is JD's song. I even put it in there.
You guys should know
My
DJs
God.
aren't always right. Sometimes we make mistakes here. Do you have any other shows lined up for Changes here?
Yeah, we have the one in July, July 29th at the Patriot Center, and then the following...
In Rothschild,
Yep,
Wisconsin, yeah.
The following night I will be in Appleton, July 30th at...
Good luck.
What is it? I think it's called the Hideout Bar.
Okay.
Interesting.
Is what it's called. Me and Young Sage. So him and I are both doing back-to-back shows that weekend. So it'll be...
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That'll be pretty fun.
That'll be an exciting weekend.
It sounds like we might have one at Core Lanes coming up.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm hoping.
Yeah,
Hoping to
That'd
work
be cool.
something with
That'd
that.
be cool.
And I know Sage was trying to get me on a couple because I just threw together like a mini tour flyer for him today. So he's got quite, I think, five shows lined up right now.
He's working.
Yeah, and
he knows how to work.
One is in Minneapolis, and you'll notice that it's the only one that's out of state. And there's a very, very big reason for that. And I'm not gonna give it away.
Okay.
But pay attention to the show that Young Sage is gonna be doing.
Is it the coast to coast one or what?
No. This is he's opening for somebody. That's all I'll say.
I have my ideas, but okay, we'll wait for him to say something.
It's big. I'm super happy for him and shit. So
yeah, I'm glad he's getting the recognition.
Yeah.
So you're gonna be doing a lot of shows with him as well.
Yeah.
Hopefully here in the future, do changes.
We do. I don't even know if I'm allowed to say this. We will be working on an EP together. It'll probably drop next year.
Okay.
Is what we're thinking. But yeah, we're gonna be doing probably 6 to 7 songs.
You heard it here first.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't know. Like I might get in trouble. Once Sage watches the replay.
Yeah, I'm gonna at Sage in the chat real quick.
Be like, you know he said this? So with the project dropping, did you have any expectations with it or anything, any goals?
Any expectations that I had have been surpassed already. If you look at anything else that I've dropped, numbers are not something that I've really ever cared about or pushed for or focused on, so like they're not there. But then you look at changes and we're at over, probably by now I'd say we're at over 2,500 streams since it dropped 2 weeks ago, which with no promotion, local in Wausau.
What is CWHipHop? We've been shouting this out every week here.
Okay. So minor promotion. Minor promotion. But yeah, like to me, like that's surreal in itself. We had that little kind of bumpy road on SoundCloud, but
in the end, it all worked out.
And in the end, it all worked out. I ended up just deleting the tracks from SoundCloud. I didn't want those numbers attached to anything that I
thought about re-uploading?
No.
I think you should, because I mean, a lot of people find some music on there. Re-uploading it, I mean, refreshes it. I get that issue happened, but I mean,
I kind of like.
We'll add it to our playlist on CWHipHop.
I kind of like the exclusiveness that it has right now, only being on like the big ones.
The major streaming platforms.
And like I'd like my streams to come from Spotify and iTunes. Like I don't want to give people the option to not go there. Like I'm already doing that with the hard copies. Like I'm literally giving people the option to not to not give me any kind of streaming to listen to the songs, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't wanna add more to that.
What's going on with those CDs? You got a couple of them coming. How many are you getting?
I've got 50 on the way right now.
Damn.
Half are sold already. I've got another 10 or 15 that are sold already.
But waiting for payment.
Yeah.
Know how that goes.
But they should be here. They're saying next week. The order just got shipped today.
Somebody wants one. Where can they hit you up on?
Hit me up on social media, Facebook or Instagram at JDMakesMusic, and we'll make sure you get one signed, unsigned. They all come in plastic wrap. So it's
I'm excited to get my copy.
Yeah, I'm excited to get my copy.
Yeah. Yours is gonna look sick. So, project just dropped 2 weeks ago. Have you had any experiences since it's dropped?
Yeah.
Why don't you talk about that a little bit?
I grabbed the attention. Well, I grabbed his attention via DMs, and then
slid in there
and took my shot, and it paid off. Tasty, a producer from Los Angeles.
Who's he produced for?
Caskey is his main.
The Caskey?
The Caskey is his main artist that he works with. I asked him just on a hunch. I'm like, would you by chance want to listen to my new album? And he's like, yeah, send it over. So I sent him an email, and with all the songs, and it was just the email that he had sent me with all the finished stuff. I just forwarded it.
Oh God.
So, but he's like,
so you're in
that means
chain.
I was gonna say that means the producer has your email. Then, if he forwarded it from you, he has your email.
So, he like messaged me back. He's like, yo, this shit is fucking fire. He's like, I was definitely not expecting this. There's one thing though. He said some of the songs aren't working. Like, could you resend them? And like to me, I was sitting there geeking because like
He wants you to resend them.
Like he wants to finish this project. He could have easily just been like, "Yep, it's dope," and wrote it off. But no, he told me like, "Dude, some of these aren't working. I want to listen to these. I need you to resend them."
Was this before it dropped?
No, it was right. This was SoundCloud. This was the SoundCloud drop. Yeah. And a couple days had passed, and I told him, I said, all right, hey, it's out now on all platforms, and he's like, all right, bet. I'm gonna keep listening for a period because they weren't really vibing with what I was doing. That have come back and said like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You know, it's just been all love. I've got people yelling at me inside Walmart.
Really?
And
inside Walmart, you can't even shop in peace anymore.
No, I can't.
You're gonna be that hometown famous.
It's definitely locally famous at this point now. Yeah, the weekend it dropped, I went out and literally had like I think it was 6 or 5 people throughout the day that I was out and about in town, like JD, and one guy was like, "Changes is fucking dope," like just yelling, and like it's pretty awesome.
Yo, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's a neat experience.
I can imagine your face just lights up like.
Oh yeah.
I got recognized.
Yeah, and I like it doesn't matter who it is or how often it happens. Like each time it happens, it's just like get all giddy and
turn a bad day good.
Yeah, yeah. Like you can't not smile, especially when you put a year and a half into something. Like I've told Mason that I do feel like I lost a part of myself, writing and recording and locking myself in the studio for hours and hours by myself. I feel like a part of me did kind of fade with this, so like to see the reception has made that worth it, and it's only up from here, so.
Yeah. If somebody hasn't listened to Changes yet, what would you want to tell them to go listen? Like, what would you want to say, go listen to this because of X?
There's no way that you can listen through the whole thing and not find a song that you relate to. There's no way. And I know for most people it's multiple, but that's, I'm saying there's no way you listen front to back and don't find a song that you're vibing to, or that you can relate to, or that brushes on something that you yourself have been through. Like that's why you should go listen to it.
I like that. Yeah, you got a lot of diversity on there with just all of it. Yeah, no, it's a great project. Proud of you, man. That was a lot of work put into it, and it paid off in the end. Is there anyone you want to shout out? Thanks to the project here.
Yes, I would like to shout out Prizm for the amazing job that he did mixing Changes.
Thank you.
Yes, I didn't have doubts going into it, but I didn't really know what to expect. And dude, you blew me away.
Yeah, I mean, I hope you know I love the project like as much as you do. That's why
I could tell. Yeah, it shows. Yeah. It definitely bleeds through that you took as much pride in it as I did.
Yeah.
So.
No, I genuinely fucked with the entire thing, just the whole concept of it and your vision behind it. We've sat and talked in the studio for hours and hours and hours about this shit. Yeah. And so, just seeing it actually come to light was just beautiful.
Yeah, it's here now.
Yeah.
It's here now.
So Changes is out. Go stream it everywhere. All platforms except SoundCloud. Except SoundCloud.
Fuck that place.
Fake ass place.
Is there anything the listeners should be on the lookout? What do you got coming up here?
I briefly mentioned that EP with the unnamed. I am also working on something else called Chapter 5, and it's going to be my next project. I don't know when it's going to be done.
You're going to do another project right away?
I am.
What about singles?
There'll be singles from the project.
Oh God, JD.
No, man, let him work.
I'm hungry.
He's a good
dog.
He's a good artist to make albums.
I'm hungry, and I think this will be a good challenge to see if I can do 2 back-to-back themed.
Okay. If you want to challenge yourself, go ahead.
Yeah. 2 albums back-to-back, both themed. Not a bunch of bullshit. That's what I'm gonna go for. So yeah, it's called Chapter 5, and it hints towards this chapter from the start of me writing hip hop to everything that I've been through. I would feel that this would be a good. The studio is built, Changes is dropped. Turn the page, and it's on to the next chapter.
Is there a chapter 1, 2, 3, and 4?
There might be.
I was gonna say, if you release Chapter 5 now, then later in your life you release 1, 2, 3, and 4, and that'd be kind of crazy.
There might be.
That'd be
kind of crazy.
But don't be like the GTA franchise and milk number 5 forever.
Oh, milk it.
I'll do my best. As far as just that, like I said, I have no idea. I haven't started really like diving into it. Just kind of toying with concepts and ideas and all that stuff, digging through beats and
the fun process.
Yeah, the fun process. But I have put the first foot forward, I guess, in that direction. So that, and then I will be dropping singles. I have a couple songs that are a little familiar that are going to be re-released in a new vision. So that'll be kind of cool. We got those coming up. So yeah, so we got music and shows and music videos. And,
hell yeah.
Yeah.
So you got a lot coming out. Where can the listener go find you to make sure they stay up to date?
You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram at JDMakesMusic. You can find all my music on all platforms. On YouTube, you can find me on YouTube at JDMakesMusic. You'll find all the music videos that we're going to be releasing for Changes and everything will be on YouTube. So
perfect. Go give them a follow.
Oh yeah.
Got a lot coming up here, so I'm excited to see what you got after Changes, because
it's gonna be good.
You got the bar set, so I hope you continue to go up here.
You know, Sage said the same thing. He's like, no,
it must be true.
He's like, everything that you're gonna try to drop after this is just gonna be booty.
I can see him
have
saying
some
that.
faith, Uncle Sage.
I can see him saying that for sure.
Yeah.
FaceTime,
Well,
you know.
I think that wraps up our interview of JD's Changes. Thank you so much for making it in here, man. We do appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Always welcome
I mean,
back.
he lives like 10 minutes away.
I was
so
gonna
like,
say,
thanks
that
for
drive
making the
must-
drive.
Thanks for letting me in the door.
Yeah, thanks for making the drive, bro.
That
Yeah.
drive must have been pretty rough, you know.
Yeah, bro. I mean,
you
coming
live on
into
the other side of
Weston's
that traffic.
horrible.
There's like hella traffic by your house, and I was stuck there for a
Yeah,
half
I
hour.
can't-
He probably went the other
Yeah,
way.
no,
he probably
I
went the other
drove
way.
past your house to get out of there. Yeah, it was some bullshit.
I went the back way.
Yeah, good, smart man.
That's what I do, especially
No stops.
No stops. All right. Well, make sure you follow us on Facebook and Instagram at CWHipHop. All other social medias at CWHipHop. YouTube. Garke's been doing a lot of work getting those past podcasts up there, so you can check those out. Instagram, he's got the weekly new music in Wisconsin hip hop upcoming. All that, he's doing great work with all that. Go follow us there. Follow me on Facebook and Instagram at bvnc 9to5. Garke, where can the listener find you at?
You guys can follow me on Instagram at GarkeGains, GarkeGainz, and pretty much any other platform at just Garke. What about you, Prizm? Where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram and Facebook as PrizmRap, PRIZMRAP, and on Twitter as Prizm Music. You can also go and stream my music on any streaming platform under the name Prizm. JD, one last time, where can the listener find you?
Everywhere under JDMakesMusic.
All right.
Perfect.
Well, thank you guys for tuning in. We're going to be doing our Q&A on the IG live here, so if you guys want to tune in for that, we're only going to do it on our IG, so make sure you check it out there.
Oh yeah. We'll see you guys next week.
Have a great night.
Appreciate you.
Peace.
Bye. Peace.